Hot off the press, we have a batch of new flashing light screenshots. These screenshots were sent to me via Excalibur Publishing, which is the company publishing the Flashing Lights games. I will remind you guys these screenshots are work in progress. They're not finished by any means, but it gives us a better look at what we can expect from this game in terms of cars, settings like cities, streets, things of that nature. If we take a look at our first screenshot, we'll see what resembles a police Dodge Charger. We get a closer look here at the decals. You can see on the license plates, it's got a name. I don't know if they plan on having this in the final version or not. Maybe your player name will be on your license plate, because we know at this point there will be some type of multiplayer capacity in this game, whether it's 2 players, whether it's 4 players, whether it's 16 players, we don't know, but we do know multiplayer will be supported. Also from this, you can see a little bit of the cityscape. You can see some buildings, what they might look like, as well as some stoplights up ahead. Our next picture shows another cityscape. You can see the buildings, you can see some fences, you can kind of see a look at the skybox there with the clouds. We once again see that Dodge Charger looking vehicle, as well as what appears to be a Crown Vic. I don't know if this is going to be a civilian car or not. It doesn't really look outfitted for police use, but you can see a bunch of Crown Vics in the game. At this point, we don't know how many models are going to make it into the final version of the game. Another cityscape picture, this time more from a higher angle up. You can see that Dodge Charger. It looks like it has a grill guard on it as well. Fire hydrants. I would hope in the future when you're playing as a firefighter, these would be utilized to get your water supply. Like I said, we don't know yet, but here you can also see a couple of power lines hanging across from the 2 buildings. This is a new interior look, and I think this is from the new fire engine. So I've read the complaints about the mix match, the hodgepodge of having some European emergency vehicles as well as some American emergency vehicles, which I too was just as confused, but it looks like they're changing that. And I remember reading somewhere that some of those models were just a placeholder. This appears to be the first look at the interior of that fire engine. You can see what appears to be some type of center console, command center, radio, steering wheel, all that. If we continue on, we get another look at this new fire engine. Obviously, this is based off an American fire company. We can see both doors will be open. I assume you can have people ride in the back, as well as a couple people up front. You can see this one is a ladder, obviously from the ladder up top. Another angle of the fire engine. This time we're on the driver's side. You can see some equipment to the right of the picture. That would be cool if some of these storage boxes would be able to open, kind of like what we've seen in Emerge NYC. I think they've done a really good job with that in Emerge NYC, having the fire engines modeled out and where you can get into the compartments to open them up and take your equipment out. I do like that aspect of the game. Whether or not it'll be in this game, we will wait to see. Here's a look at some of the police officer models. These are once again work in progress pictures, but you can see that they tend to be a lot more high quality than what we've seen in other previews. We've got our police officer with his hands out. It's a typical kind of pose that models are put in. Looks like he has a utility belt with a radio and probably a gun on his left side with a police hat and name badge. Here's another picture of the police officer. This one looks a little different, but once again, we get a good closer look at it. We can see his badge on his chest. He's got a couple patches on his sleeves. He's got that police hat. This appears to be a different version of that police hat that we saw in the other picture, but this is what it currently looks like. Lastly, we have included some, I don't know, like mesh versions of some of the fire engine stuff and police officers. I'll let those scroll through as we conclude the video. I was also told that on February 22nd, we can expect a trailer as well as a release date for the beta. I can't wait to look into this game to see if it's going to be any good. Like I said, on this channel, we cover upcoming first responder and police games. So this is the latest news on flashing lights. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.